Goodbye, my child. Hello, Echo Techo here, and today I'll be showing you how to install Debian 9.3.0. Now, usually I boot into the live CD to install this, but the live CD doesn't have a installer built in, so we're going to have to go to the installer right from the main menu. But I recommend you go into the live CD just to make sure all your hardware works and make sure nothing's wrong, and see if you need to get some actual drivers. So we're going to go ahead and load up the Graphical Debian installer. So wait for this to boot up, and here we go. So we're going to go with English. I'm going to go here. My keyboard is American English, and right now it's just going to load some stuff from the CD or USB, whatever you're using to install this. So I'll get back to you once it's finished doing that. Okay, so as you can see, it's finished loading everything. After it's loading the stuff on the bootable device, it's going to configure the network. So we're just going to make a random host name, Echo Deb, because why not? Domain name. I just skipped this. Okay, so now you need to put in a root password. So this is when you're going into the terminal and you type the command su. It's going to ask you for a root password. The root password is different than the user password, but I'm just going to keep it the same as the user. I already know what I want as the user, so I'm just going to type it here. Going to put in a username, so just put Echo Techo. The username is it should be all lower cases, and now we're going to set a password. I'm going to make it the same as the root because it'd be much easier. So now I just need to select the clock, so I'm going to select that, and now it's going to be partitioning the disk. So any second it's going to here we go. So I would just select guided use entire disk, continue. So this is the hard disk we're going to be using, so we're going to click continue. All files in one partition. I would recommend that. It's much easier than having separate partitions for these folders, because it can be a little slow accessing them. It can be much faster for all files in one. So basically what it's going to do is going to make a partition for itself, and then it's going to make itself a swap partition. So we're just going to select finish partitioning and write changes to the disk, and then we're going to hit continue. So again, we have to verify, so we're going to click yes and then continue, and then now it's going to partition the disk and install the system. So I'll get right back to you once it finishes installing. Okay, so right here it's just going to prompt you for a network mirror. I would just leave it at yes and then click continue, and then just choose your country. Then choose one of the ones here. I'm just going to choose the top one, and you don't need an HTTP proxy, so just click continue to skip it. And then it's going to get some files and use them to update your system. So I'll be right back once that's done. Alright, so once it's finished with the package manager, it's going to ask you if you want to install Grub, which stands for Grand Unified Booter. So you're just going to click yes and then hit continue. And just put it on your hard disk. and then I'll come back when it's finished installing. Alright, so as you can see, the installation is finished. So first, what we're going to do is we're going to remove the installation media that you used to install this. So for me, I'm just going to go to, oh, it already removed it for me. Nice. Okay, we're just going to hit continue, and it's going to finish the installation. And after that, it should reboot your computer. So we'll just wait for that to happen. Okay, I'll get back to you once it reboots. Alright, so it's just rebooted, so we're just going to select Debian GNU/Linux. Fun fact, GNU stands for GNU's, not Unix. Quite confusing. Okay, so we'll just wait for that to boot up, and every time you boot up, it's going to scroll through that text. Okay, so the cursor has appeared. I'll get back to you once it comes to the desktop. Alright, so as you can see, we have reached the desktop, so we're just going to select our user, enter our password, hit enter, and then it's going to load up the desktop. So we'll just wait for that to show up, which should be any second now. Sometimes it can take a little longer on a virtual machine. Okay, I'll get back to you once we reach the desktop. Alright, so as you can see, we have reached the desktop. Now, one thing I like about Debian is it comes with a lot of free stuff here, like pre-installed applications that if it wants to load. Do you feel like it? Wait for that to show up. Okay, there we go. So it comes with a lot of installed games and some helpful applications like sound recording. You got Minds, Nibbles, Robots, Tacken, Tally. I have no idea what half this stuff is. But that's all for today, and I'll see you in the next video. I don't think I'll ever figure out how to play this. Sure, I guess. Oh, okay.